I want you to imagine something. The year is 2011, let's say around the time of October. One of the most hyped up movie of the year is about to hit the theaters soon. Like after watching the trailer and the star-studded cast of that movie, special shout out to my man crush Arjun Rampal. The action sequences were incredible and the VFX quality, my god was it exceptional. Like this movie was groundbreaking. Like you better believe that a 10 or an 11-year-old Aryan is going to theater to watch that movie. And then the movie is released, and depending on who you talk to, some might say that it's great and some might say that it's not that great. I just realized I just described every movie ever made. Good job, Aryan. Now if you ask me personally, I think this movie was groundbreaking and ahead of its time. And no, it's not groundbreaking just because of that awesome cool train action sequence or the fact that Akon has songs in the movie, which is really fucking awesome though. In fact, the reason why I love this movie actually has nothing to do with the movie at all. Like my love for this movie, it actually originates from the marketing side of the movie. Kinda weird, I know. Like the marketing of this movie, truly incredible. It's in collaboration with McDonald's, it's a deodorant, and it's a fucking laptop cover out of everything. But all of these reasons weren't the reason why I love this movie. The reason why I fell in love with this game, and is honestly a bit of the neglected part of the marketing side, is because while the movie was being made and about to be released, just before a few days the movie is dropped, they release this amazing thing.
You wanna be like him? Yes.
Be the superhero with Ra.One the game. PS2 now at ₹5990 with 2 games free.
And this video is going to be me talking about the exceptional game that is Ra.One the game. Like if you're not from my country and still watching this video, I bet you're confused as shit. But I'd recommend still watching the video because this game is amazing. Now even before I dive into the game, I think it's important for me to tell you guys that I'm not here to make fun of the game, and especially if you're watching, please do not compare this game with other AAA titles or your favorite games, because there's no way this game would win against those titles, let's be honest. It's like me comparing you with your classroom topper. You don't stand a chance, do you? The topper is like Cyberpunk 2.1 and well, you are like Cyberpunk launch day. Like of course I won't make fun of the game. Hearing SRK talk so passionately about this game and the amount of effort that he put into making this game like a perfect playable for everyone.
First of all, really from the bottom of my heart, this genuinely is the most exciting moment of my 45 years that I have become a part of a Sony PlayStation video game, PS3, PS2, and on PSP. So,
and the way he tried to cater this game to an Indian audience who weren't really into any PlayStation games, it's truly heartwarming. It's I would have catered it in the same way if I were in his shoes.
But it is being marketed, it's being distributed, it's being designed in a way that all Indians can afford to play with this and have a great time.
Now that being said, my reaction while playing Ra.One the game was a lot like Arjun Rampal's reaction while playing the game.
How about actually getting you guys to play the game a little to see यहाँ पर champion कौन है?
Anytime, come on.
The game is developed by the talented developers at Trine Entertainment. Now if you're not aware of Trine Entertainment, they're the ones responsible for giving us great games like Street Cricket Champion 2 and Driver's Ed Portal USA Edition. Now Ra.One the game, I think if I had to put it in a genre, I'd go like action beat 'em up arena game. Is that even a genre? Like the game draws heavy inspiration from older Devil May Cry and God of War titles, like you can sense it in the gameplay as well. Now the moment you fire up the game, you are offered the chance to play 3 modes: the story mode, the brawl mode, and the challenge mode. Let's start by talking about story mode. The story mode pans across 14 missions, and in these 14 missions you can majorly play as 3 characters, which are G1, Sonia, and Jackie, but there's not really any choices because everybody knows that they're gonna play as G1 as their first choice. Hey, I was in the same boat as well. The story mode is actually kind of good. There's an initial monologue where SRK explains to you the entire situations, and there are several encounters with Ra.One as well. But I'm not really gonna ruin the story mode for you if you do end up deciding to play the game, so I'm gonna leave the story mode alone for the time being. Then there is the other mode, the brawl mode, or as I like to call it, the rich guy mode, because if you're some lucky rich son of a bitch kid who has another PlayStation controller lying around in your house, first of all, good for you, I suppose. You must have a great childhood. So you could bring over your friends. Advisory, all of those guys who were your friends were there just because you had a PlayStation at your home. Sorry, somebody had to give you the cold shower. So you can bring your friends over and play the game with them. You can either play as G1, Ra.One, Sonia, Jackie, and any other characters that you want. Fun experience. You can fight in several different arenas as well. And then there's the challenge mode. And now the thing which I like about challenge mode is that challenge mode draws heavy inspiration from Assassin's Creed, where in hindsight you might think, oh my god, there's so many missions available to me. But in reality, it's just like 2 missions. Just Ubisoft's idea was, hey, this mission is on this side of the map, go and do the same mission on the other side of the map. And Ra.One takes that idea and implements it. Now in challenge mode, there are I didn't even count it. I think it's well above 20 challenges, but all the challenges come around to 2 types of challenges. One, survival, second, beating the enemy. And they've just given different nomenclatures to it. Kind of smart. Definitely a Ubisoft dev was involved in this idea. Now let me tell you what I liked about the game. What I liked about the game was that the game, you might think that it's a walk in the park and it's never gonna get difficult. You're dead wrong. You see, I played this game on a PS2 emulator, so my experience of playing this game was I, as a personal Souls junkie, I've beat Dark Souls 3, I've beat Sekiro, and I've beat Elden Ring so many times. I never struggled at something as much as I did in this game, and I will admit it is partially because the game was running this. So it was pretty tough for me to play. So I'm not going to show you any more gameplay of me playing because I respect your time and eyes, honestly. But again, I have to say this, the game runs pretty well on a PlayStation 3, but...
Was there even a fight?
Hey, don't have one. What can I do? I'm just here to talk about the game. Sorry, I was talking about what's good in the game, right? I think first and foremost, I have to say the voice acting. I was so surprised that SRK, Arjun Rampal and all of the other casts have actually given their voice to the characters.
I offered them everything and they spat in my face. Join me, G1, and we can turn this into a utopia for everyone.
Our world, Ra.One, there's nothing like yours.
So they took their time to deliver the lines. Now I have to admit it does sound like they delivered the voice lines on their phone, but hey, I'm not complaining, right? It's their actual voices. I'm happy. Just one funny instance is just hearing Arjun Rampal say, "My power is unleashed." Has to be the hilarious shit I've seen. I said I wouldn't make fun of the game, and I'm not making fun of the game. I'm just making fun of some of the mechanisms or something that I found funny, which honestly is a compliment to the game. At the end of the day, a video game is meant to be entertaining. So if a video game is making me laugh, unironically or either ironically, I'm all here for it. The other thing which I was really surprised by was the different varieties of enemies for G1 or your character to battle against. Like the enemy variety on display is pretty staggering, which I was really surprised by. And the arenas that you fight on actually pays a homage to the movie. A lot of the arenas are similar to the kind of stuff that you see in the movie, which I really like. So if I have to sum everything that's good about the game, it's the arenas, the varieties of enemies available to you, the characters, and the voice acting. These 4 things are pretty good. I admit the 4th point is kind of dicey, but I personally think it's a good point. Now you would naturally assume that, Aryan, you've talked about the good of the game. It's time to talk about the bad of the game. And to that, I say no, sir. I'm not going to talk bad about the game, because if you see the gameplay of the game or see my gameplay of the game, you'll realize what's bad about the game. The camera and the character models and everything you can get into. Like the way the character models hold gun is pretty funny. And the character models themselves, like Sonia's character model, it looks like they've straight away ripped it off from Mass Effect. But again, not really much bad to discuss about the game. There is plenty of stuff that's bad, but I'm not gonna get into them. The game is 13 years old, so I'm not gonna diss a 13-year-old game. I'm not like that. And I think that's it. I've covered everything in the game. Well, most of it. The only thing that I haven't covered, and is one of the other great features of this game, is that the credit sequence is amazing. I might get copyrighted for showing this, but it's worth it.
चैंपियन कौन है?
Anytime, anytime. Come on, come on.